Now, I think that we can all agree here that Bob Iger is absolutely the worst CEO of all time that has run Disney and has actually proven to the general public that he is the worst example of really providing leadership, whether it be to the customers, the fans, and the supporters of the Disney products and the merchandise out there, and even their movies and television services. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. And let's get right into exactly what's going on with Disney and the ongoing Disney purge that just got all the more worse as a result of what's been happening with Comcast, the stocks hitting a 9-year low and not making a rebound, and upcoming box office failures for The Marvels and Snow White. Now, we know that Bob Iger is really trying to scramble and trying to improve his legacy and his time at Disney after he came back, after Chapek was fired. You know, the Chapek era, I will admit, actually gave fans a little glimmer of hope when it came to the MCU, at least at the very minimum. He really was not doing a good job at the parks at all, I will admit. But Chapek was just a little bit better than Bob Iger. They're both bad, in my book. You know, I always like to call it the Battle of the Bobs. A lot of people like to call it that as well. But Bob and Bob, really the worst CEOs that have really ran Disney into the ground. Now, one thing about this ongoing Disney purge and exactly why it's been getting worse and worse throughout 2023 has a lot to do with the fact that Disney is currently attempting to course correct many of their brands and properties. One major development has to do with the upcoming Disney purge that is now being prepared with full force by Bob Iger and the board of directors for 2024. Now, one significant update revolving around the Disney purge has much to do with Iger planning to fire thousands of employees on all fronts, starting around February of next year. That is going to involve the film industry, such as many cast and crew members as well as creators, in order to spend less and make less to keep Disney afloat, as Bob Iger wants to embrace smaller scale productions and projects, which will give audiences cheaper movies with a smaller cast and less locations per film. Additionally, the corporate ladder is also going to be affected with many firings of executives and many other tiers in the business realm of Disney. Iger is also about to purge hundreds of employees at Lucasfilm and those that run the Disney Plus platform as well. Now, guys, let me just stop here for 1 second. Now, we know that Disney Plus is not in good shape. Everybody that I know and a lot of people that they know have really had ongoing issues with Disney Plus. A lot of people have very big issues with everything related to Disney Plus because of the fact of how there are few things to watch. You're either a Star Wars fan, a Marvel fan, or just a flat-out Disney fan. And if you really want to get down to that margin, there's very few people that like every single thing on Disney Plus. You know, it really just does not seem to work in the grand scheme of things, and the content that they provide are very much low quality. I feel that the Star Wars material has been an up and down roller coaster. Ahsoka is the one exception that has a couple of moments in there that could very well steer them in the right path, but I'm still not convinced by Ahsoka Season 1. You know, Episode 4 was an improvement, I won't lie about that, but it doesn't necessarily save the show just yet. We have to see what happens with 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, the thing about this too, the fact that they are about to do something big with Disney Plus has a lot to do with the following, is that they will also be ridding of many movies and TV shows on that platform for Disney Plus, while also upping their rates and plan prices. So not only are employees of all things Disney getting purged, they are also purging content on Disney Plus while making it more expensive. Now, this is all a decision done by Bob Iger that was approved by the Disney board and is now officially moving forward, and Iger is set to officially announce these said plans during the last earnings call for 2023. This comes shortly after the Disney stocks have not been making a rebound after their 9-year low for obvious reasons related to their box office failures and forced DEI agendas that have not agreed well with audiences and fans. And again, guys, like I say, we know that Disney has got no clue on how to run a business nowadays. We need a new CEO, but it's not just a new CEO that will be the resolution. You need better board members, and even at that, it's still a lost cause because you still have some of the top shareholders like BlackRock and Vanguard that are funding Disney that have these outlandish beliefs. I can never stress this enough. We can never forget what Larry Fink said, that you have to force change, that you have to force behaviors and stuff like that. That's the type of, people funding Disney right now. And it just goes to show you why everything has been low quality for a very long time at this point, and why the board has been really kind of just giving in to people like Larry Fink over time. So the other thing about this, alright, hundreds of employees connected to Marvel Studios will also be fired and purged from Disney higher-ups in order to balance everything out for the next couple of years in order to move onwards. This will deeply impact things like Star Wars, Marvel, and Disney projects in general throughout all of 2024 and 2025. And the strikes are not helping the situation either. We can't forget about everything happening with WGA and SAG that is wreaking havoc over at Disney, Lucasfilm, Marvel Studios, you name it. It's really just not helping. And we know that this is going to go for many more months. From what it looks like, and from what everyone has been telling me that is, a part of SAG and that actually works in the film industry, they really do believe that this is going to go on till February of 2024. You guys may have seen some of them below in the comments over time. People that are cameramen, people that are sound engineers, stuff like that, about their personal opinion on the whole situation. A lot of people agree this is going to last well into January to February of 2024, with no doubt. And that is going to be a nightmare for Disney. It's going to be a nightmare for all studios, including late night television, including promotional work for upcoming movies, because actors can't promote them, actresses can't talk about them, and that's also going to drive less foot traffic into the theaters. So, again, this Disney purge for 2024 and how it's going to have a very big impact on the 2025 year is just going to really make things all the more worse for Disney. They're just shooting themselves in the foot again. And I'm not defending Disney at all in the least. I'm just saying that what they're doing right now is only going to drive themselves into the ground further. And it's all their fault. It's all Iger's fault. As I like to call him, Bob Iger. This guy likes to lie to the general public, makes it seem like Disney has no issues and that in the long term they're going to be fine, when in reality, I think what you're going to see, at least by the end of next year, maybe even in the beginning of 25, is a business breakup. Alright, what I mean by that is you're going to begin to see things happen with ESPN, Hulu, and a whole lot more related to Disney. So, anyway, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.